Hey y'all! So what I'm going to show you today is how to do the easiest ombre ever. This technique is not one of my own, but it is the technique of one of my dearest friends, Kisha Wallace. If you are not in Tumblr Mayhem, that is the group that I run. Kisha has done a lot of her tutorials in there. When I first started doing ombres, I did the epoxy method. And when I learned this method, I have never went back. Not only does using Mod Podge save money, it saves on supplies. It's so much easier to achieve the ombre look the first time, and it turns out flawless every single time. So the things that you're going to need is you're going to need a Mod Podge brush. This is the magic brush. You're going to need a paper plate to catch your Mod Podge, a piece of parchment paper to catch your glitter. You're going to need your Mod Podge, doesn't matter what kind. I use the glossy. You need a cup. I have sanded, cleaned, and spray painted a stainless steel 20-ounce tumbler. It's spray painted white with white primer. And you're going to need your colors of glitter. This order that I have is for a white and a rose gold pinkish color. So I'm using Shattered Glass from What the Glitter. I'm using Mira from PDB Blanks, and I'm using Clapback from PDB Blanks. So you see this is a little bit of a bigger cut, so I'm going to put this on the bottom, and then I'm going to ombre up with this. This will be on the top. So what you want to start out doing is you want to take your cup and you want to coat the entire thing in Mod Podge. So I have the plate down here to catch any drips. But you want a good bit of Mod Podge on there. And then you're just going to coat your whole cup in Mod Podge. Just working up and down. This brush allows you to work pretty quick because it has pretty good coverage. The width of the brush is what makes it. It also keeps you from getting lines into your Mod Podge, which you'll be able to see if you put your glitter on and there's a thick line, you will be able to see that. And you also need your heat gun. You don't have to use your heat gun, but I will to help speed up the process for this video. I apologize for the barking dog in the back. Not my pup. I'm not sure why he's barking. So, we have the whole cup coated. I'm also, at the end of this video, going to show you a trick on how to get your Mod Podge brushes clean. So I just pour a little bit. I keep my brush submerged in Mod Podge just so it doesn't dry out. Big ol' thank you to Amanda Fell for that tip. And I'm going to coat the bottom with glitter first because the bottom and the top rim seem to dry the quickest. And you want to work pretty fast. I absolutely love this white. It is so, so pretty. And it'll go with anything. It's really good to put on your cup to use if you're going to use water slide too. Which is exactly what is going on this cup. So we're just going to coat the cup really good. I'm going to get the bottom. I use parchment paper to catch my glitter because it seems like the glitter doesn't stick to it as bad. But you can use whatever you have on hand, it doesn't matter. So in true Kisha form, normally I tap. She uses whatever heavy object she has closest to her, and she taps the excess off. Because our cup was spray painted white, excuse me, it has really good coverage. So that is done. I'm going to put this back into my shaker before I hit it with the heat gun. Because I don't want to blow my glitter all over the place. Oh, well, I just spilled a whole bunch. That's not too bad. Okay. So now I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to dry this cup. You just want to make sure the top layer is dry before we start on the bottom layer. I see a dark piece of glitter, a stray. Don't know how it got there, but we're about to get it out. Voila. Okay, so your Mod Podge is dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the fine first, coat the bottom, because I don't like the bigger cuts on the bottom. It makes it a lot more difficult to sand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat my bottom half of my cup so I can start my ombre. And what you want to do is get your bottom, and then you want to bring up this from the edge. And then what you're going to do, this is where the magic happens. You're going to wisp up. A lot of times people have trouble with an ombre. They get a harsh line. You know, people say, oh, mix your dark color and your light color together and put it in the middle. No, we're not doing all that. We're just going to do it one shot. So I'm getting all the excess off. Okay. Then I'm going to wisp. And I'm going to come up higher than I want my ombre. If you need more Mod Podge, add more Mod Podge. That's what your plate is for. So you can just dip it and go. And I'll show you up close what I mean by wisp. I need a little more Mod Podge. I'm going to wisp up. Now I'm coming all the way up here, but I'm not going to ombre up that high. But it creates a cascading effect, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So if you look really close, you see how it's not a straight line. There's Mod Podge here, so it's going to help cascade. So you're going to take your light color first, and you're going to do the bottom. Oh, I see a big chunk of Mod Podge. Make sure you do not have a big chunk, or it's going to make your glitter gummy. So I'm going to coat the bottom. I'm going to go over the edge a little bit, because glitter can't stick to what's already been covered. And I don't want any of my bigger cut on the edge of my cup or on the bottom. So there's that. See how good that coverage is? You can always hold it up to the light. If you need it hit a little bit more, go for it. So I'm going to sit this to the side. I'm going to dump my fine back into the container. And then we're going to move to the bigger cut. Now here comes the second part. Your angle and how high you hold your shaker is going to make the world of difference. Hold your cup at an angle and hold your shaker up high. I'm going to start close at first. But you see it's already cascading down. Alright, so that's where we're at now. Now I'm going to hold my shaker up a little bit higher. And I'm just going to let it fall wherever it falls. That's the beauty of an ombre. It's just going to fall wherever it falls. And there you have it. Now if you want it to come up a little bit higher, we can take it up a little bit higher. Just like that. Let's see, I'll go up a little bit higher on this spot right here. And right here. And you can, when you're done, you can hold it back because this Mod Podge is still wet. You can hold it back like right here. I need a little more in this little spot right here. So I'm just going to hold it at an angle, dump, and go. And if you notice, none of the bigger cut is getting on the bottom because we already have it covered. Then you have to know when to walk away. And I have trouble with that. So there you go. Easy, beautiful ombre that looks like it just fades up. And that's it. I just keep seeing spots. OCD. There we go. See? How pretty is that? Oh, I see a spot right there. Sometimes I just hold mine up and shake it. And if you see, like right here, I need to add a little bit more. So I'm just going to shake it, tap it, and let the excess fall. There you go. And you just keep going until you get to where you want to stop. Which I should have stopped, but I didn't. I just usually spin it around. There we go. Alright, so there's your ombre. So, I promised you I was going to show you a trick to cleaning your Mod Podge brush. So back here in my office, I don't have any water. I have yet to put in my little mud sink, so I don't have any water. So what I have to do is I have a little cup, like this, and I put cold water in it, okay? And I let my brush sit in cold water. And you can see the Mod Podge coming off this one because I just used this brush not too long ago. So I let this sit. I just smush it around. And you see there's Mod Podge still all over the brush. When I'm done for the day, I will take that cup up to the house with me and I'll take it out of the bowl or the cup. Then what I do is I take that same brush, run a sink full of hot soapy water, and dump all of my brushes in there. What happens with the cold water is it makes the Mod Podge harden. And then when you put the Mod Podge in hot water, it softens it back up. But where that ring is, here, I'll show you here. Where this ring is, you'll be able to take your finger and just pull the Mod Podge off in one chunk. And you can literally see it coming off the brush. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope I made Kisha proud. And if you have any questions, you can leave them below in the comment section. Everything that I use will be linked in the description. If you're not a member of Tumblr Mayhem, look us up on Facebook. We're a fabulous group. We love to share. We love to help each other out. And make sure you answer the questions if you join. And that's it, guys. So I hope this helps you not be afraid of ombres anymore. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye, y'all.